I am going to change up the topic that I had planned for today. I serendipitously had a conversation just before it was time to make my video of the day. And in the course of talking to this new applicant, she mentioned something to the effect of what we've already ruled out, VA. So of course I stopped the conversation there. Is one of you a veteran? Yes, my husband is. Okay, and they're applying together. So I'm like, okay, well, it's going to be really hard to beat VA, and everything that I've looked at so far, credit report and a lot of information, nothing has given me a red flag that VA does not work for them. But they had already talked to someone else and ruled out VA unless they could jump through a bunch of hoops, get their score further up to a certain level, and there were a bunch of different things. I had disagreed with every single roadblock that she was given by this person, including the credit score requirement. So what I want to talk to you about today is something called overlays. So there are raw product guidelines for things like VA, FHA, conventional loans. All the different type of loan products out there have raw guidelines, which, you know, their own published guideline. There's a whole book for VA of guidelines. So you've got the actual program guidelines, and then you have overlays. So there are investors out there and institutions who say VA may not have a real credit score requirement, but we're not going to take anything below 660, 640, 620, whatever it is. They have a minimum credit score requirement that they have imposed, but it is not a VA guideline. And so that was one of the overlays that clearly this other lender had, was a credit score requirement that they had presented it in a way that it was VA's guideline, and that just was not the truth. So there were some other things too. Again, I disagreed with every hurdle that she was thrown to not go VA. So we're definitely going to be looking at that option with them. And, you know, when you have enough investors like Thrive Mortgage does, we don't have to deal with overlays. We have access to things that are much closer or at raw product guidelines because of that flexibility. So this particular client actually found me through a local Facebook community group. I'm not even a member of that group, but when she put the question out there about a good mortgage lender who was knowledgeable, my name was given more than once apparently. And so we actually started our conversation to, you know, get her to the point of applying via Facebook Messenger. That's how we got connected. So I think the best step that you can take, because there are things called overlays, you don't have to call 100 lenders. It's not going to take that much work. That's just, you know, do not do that to yourself. Find a local lender with a good reputation for being experienced, detail-oriented, and knowledgeable. If you're in Indiana, I'm your guy, right? So, but that really is the recipe. A good, experienced, knowledgeable mortgage lender who is local. That's the best thing to get started and to find out. So here's the difference with me. If I can't do something, or what I can do would pale in comparison to what I know is out there as an alternative, I will connect you with the person who can get it done. Whether it's commercial loans or whatever, there's certain things that I can't do. There's not a lot that I can't do with Thrive now. Commercial loans would be one. We don't really dabble in commercial, or at least I don't. So if there's something I can't do, I have always handed that person off and gotten them into the hands of someone who can do that or can help them. So to me, that maybe, you know, maybe I could force them, like this other lender was giving them their roadmap to get up to their credit qualification standards to go VA and all this, and telling them everything to do so they could go that way. Rather than do that, if I know something exists somewhere else, I'll get them in their hands. So that over the years has paid dividends. It gets me the reputation of, if Jay can't help you, we know that he will connect you with someone who can. And that's always going to be the truth. So that reputation helps me to be that first person that you call. So that's a little bit today about overlays, another little, you know, behind the scenes peek at the mortgage industry and what may be different from lender to lender. and why to be a little skeptical. If you feel like something that you're being told may not be concrete the way that it has to be, you might be right. It might be an overlay. Have a great day, and if you need me, call me. Thanks.